The pressure is mounting as we wait on President Biden to choose his replacement for outgoing Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer. The president has said he hopes to release a name by the end of this month, so the decision could come at any day. After meeting with Democratic members of the Senate Judiciary Committee today, Biden now says he's done a deep dive on 4 Supreme Court candidates. Here's Senator Dick Durbin speaking to reporters after meeting with the president.
His decision to appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court is literally going to change the face of the court for the future and for our history in the United States. We understand that responsibility. We shared with him some of our recommendations, but mainly the message was, we trust your judgment, Joe Biden, when it comes to choosing the right person. We're going to work as hard as we can to make sure that selection is chosen officially by the Senate as quickly as possible.
All that as the push to pick the right nominee is heating up. 14 female members of the Congressional Black Caucus sent a letter to Biden today calling on him to pick a more progressive candidate, writing that it is of the utmost importance that the administration appoints a black woman with a strong track record of advancing civil and constitutionally protected rights and whose work has shown dedication to affirming the rights of our country's most marginalized communities. Congresswoman Cori Bush, who led the group in signing the letter, also warned against potential infighting among Democrats, telling reporters Tuesday, "I just don't think it's our place to pit black women against each other in trying to get this spot." Top Biden ally Democrat James Clyburn and Republican Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham have been making the case for U.S. District Judge Michelle Childs, who is the only candidate the White House has publicly confirmed as being under consideration. But Childs' record has come under fire from progressive critics who call her anti-labor and criticize her work defending employers accused of racial, gender, and other forms of discrimination. Graham, who sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee, has warned that voting for another candidate would be much more problematic for him. Democrats have held 50 votes in the Senate since 2020, but following the hospitalization of a New Mexico senator, Democrats are now down to 49 votes. Having a candidate who would have the support from at least 2 Republicans would ensure an easier confirmation. So, will that sway the president's decision? Joining me now to discuss is the chair of religious studies at the University of Pennsylvania, Anthea Butler. So Anthea, what do you make of this, the jockeying so far? The president says he's done a deep dive on 4 of them, and you now see this group of black lawmakers basically hinting that they don't want a moderate candidate. And we know who those moderate candidates are, some of them. They're saying we want someone who has proven that they are a fighter for the cause.
I think they're absolutely right. And I think they're right in this way. Whenever you see Tim Scott together with, on the other side talking to Democrats, I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. That's first of all. And then secondarily, I think that they're right to think about having a liberal person or somebody who's more to the left than to a moderate on the court would be really helpful and useful. It doesn't matter at this point anyway, because we don't have a majority on the court. And part of that is Biden's fault because he does not want to expand the court. So that's the first thing to say. Second, I wonder where his deep dive is coming from. Where is he getting his information from? How is he doing that deep dive? I think that if he goes with Childs, I don't think that that's the right decision for a lot of different reasons. And I think that it will garner him the kinds of response that he really doesn't want. But here's the other thing, and this is the most important thing. There's no way that this process is going to be over in a month. You know that the Republicans are going to drag this out. Whether or not there's a Democrat in the hospital doesn't matter. This is going to drag out for a while. And so I don't see anybody being sworn in to be on the court until late April, early May at the very earliest. And so I think that's what we're dealing with here.
So, the one name that we have for sure is Michelle Childs, right? So that is the one name that the White House has said, absolutely, this person is under consideration. So we know she's under consideration. We also know, as you said, you have Clyburn pushing, that's their local candidate, but you also have Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott. Are you saying that you believe this is some sort of bruh rabbit situation? You know, like, they're telling you, like, yes, pick this one, pick this one, pick this one. This is a great person, and there's something about it that's not right. And if you believe that, what about it? What about her record, you know, kind of gives you the most pause?
What gives me the most pause is the kind of work that she's done for corporations. First of all, I don't really like also the kinds of things that she's talked about with criminal justice. That it gives me pause as well. I don't think she's the right person. I'll just be honest. And I think that when you have the triad of those three men together, I really worry. Now, here's my question, and this is going to upset some people, but I will go ahead and say it. Why should we trust Jim Clyburn about anything, really? I mean, this is the question. I know he is a power broker. I know he's held Biden. I know this, but when you're sitting up here with Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, I'm just thinking this is starting to look like a Boondocks episode to me, rather than some real bargaining about what kind of candidate we should have that gets put up for the Supreme Court. I don't know why he's talking to the two of them, but I don't see them as being good faith actors in the middle of this at all.
So, all right, now, so Bloomberg News is reporting that the White House has reached out to some moderate Republicans like Romney and Collins and Murkowski. Do you believe that they are trying to gauge which of these candidates they would vote for? Meaning, do you believe that the White House is trying to find kind of an accommodationist candidate who is moderate enough that that woman would get the votes of the moderate Republicans, which would put us in the child's arena?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think he also realizes that he needs a win. And the question is whether or not people want somebody who's going to be a real Supreme Court judge, or do they just want representation? You can have a lot of Black people that just do representation, Black women, but do you want somebody that's actually going to be on the court that can help shape things for the court? And that is a question to ask. So, you know, I'm sure Ms. Childs is a great person and does what she does well. I just don't think she's the right candidate. But if he's reaching out to the other side, I see that in a better light than I see basically Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott and Jim Clyburn trying to get together. That I don't see at all. That I don't trust.
Yeah, I will say that I am still hoping for someone in the legacy of Thurgood Marshall. I don't know if that is even possible in 2022, but I am still crossing my fingers, my arms, my legs, and my toes. Anthea Butler, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate your time as always.